Hey everybody, what is up? I'm here for my cookie project, our snack project. This is a presentation I'm doing to show like what all I came up with for my branding. As you guys can see, the brand I had was Wasabi Rice Cakes, and there's my name right there, Amy. And the brief was pretty simple, just they're wasabi rice cakes. They're just trying to be like a spicy flavored rice cake snack that's kind of kick but also very healthy. It was skewed more toward women from 21 to 45, who weren't you were looking for a treat without a lot of calories. And they didn't really have competitors. Like, who are your competitors? They didn't really have any competitors because I don't know any other wasabi rice cake companies. So I'm guessing that's why they don't have any competitors. But when I chose my competitors, I chose something a little bit, similar. For their word list, I chose like the 10 words that gave me like alternative, spicy line. I kind of wanted to do this little fancy, fun little spiral design. So a little interesting to see from your eye. As far as like people target audience, it was those women between those ages. And that's what I was aiming for. Like when I was like, these are like the sample, like identify your customers. It was going to be like, like women who are looking for like snack for the most part, who just worked in kind of life, just on the go, kind of busy. And this is why I chose these kind of lifestyles and people. If you want to go ahead and pause, you can always check out and look a little bit more into that. And then there was inspiration. Now this one was a very heavily Asian inspired tree. Like with wasabi and all that stuff, like I said, there's spice, so that's why I chose the pepper, some hints of Japan, and I love Japanese culture, so I love to do stuff like this. It was healthy, wasabi, it had a little fun kick to it, so that's why I chose those. As far as the competitors logos I chose these are kind of like just general healthy places or like help the smooch packs or the healthy lives, kind healthy snacks. I've seen a lot of kind, Bazana, all these kind of things are just healthy competitors, stuff like that. Just looking at their thing, kind of like looking at their logo, seeing what they had. And these are kind of the display fonts I chose, something kind of a little bit more, whippy, something a little bit more like showy. And then here you can see like the kind of fonts. I just wanted to go with a very basic, easy to read font. Kind of just a simple. I chose a couple simple ones, nothing too bad. So for our sketches, I was trying to get the wasabi and like the rice cake part of it. So I kind of went through a couple of different design choices, like something more simple, something more leaning toward wasabi, something more for Japan, interesting. And this is kind of what I came up with. So for the first design I chose was kind of more of a yin yang sign with the two dots as like wasabi piles, because you get that little spiral action from when you do the twist in like restaurant style. So what I wanted to do with these designs, I wanted to add some basic shape. I just wanted to kind of get a solid look. Of this one, I really liked the square. The square shape, like right about the second row to the right. That one I really cared for because it just kind of looked really crisp, it looked really classic, and I really liked them. The one down here, I kind of wanted to go for that fun thing, so I kind of like that smiley face with the wasabi as the eyes, kind of thinking of that rice cake. As far as these ones go, I actually kind of liked the star, like on the top right, something kind of like that, something just a little bit like, but it kind of sounded like sun. It looked kind of like bright, interesting, kind of like a more happy feeling. And then down here was the last thing I would do, which is kind of like a heart, like a rice cake heart with like a bite out of it. So like I was going through these, and I kind of just liked the simple like underneath it, like not underneath it or underneath it above it, like the two on the bottom, kind of like that design with just a good simple text. Kind of mix it up. But as we went through, I definitely chose the first packet design with the square. I thought it just kind of really had that classic look. The other two kind of had a couple issues with them. Didn't really convey all the message I wanted to get. This just kind of hit that like Japan, got a hit on wasabi rice cake, just kind of got a little good element of everything. And so that's what I wanted to do. And I did a little mock-up of each one, but I definitely cared for that first one more because it just had that crispness to it. And I just really think it looked really good, slapped on like business cards logos. It just really fit. So that's why I went with that wasabi rice cake logo with that yin yang and that square. I thought this just really kind of fit well together. As far as our color palette, the main color they had was this one. I think it was 575C. which was the color I wanted to choose. And so I was looking through all the different kind of colors, like complementary stuff, double complementary, other kind of things like that. Really colorful and bright, but I kind of liked just a simple monochromatic, just a bunch of basic greens, because I really wanted to push that wasabi, because that's what they wanted to like really showcase. So that's why I went with the monochromatic, is I wanted to get that good green to it, and I tried to use that good wasabi kind of color right there in the middle too as well, and the lighter color kind of for that rice, the rice cake kind of part. So right here we have our Pantone, and like I said, that 575 right there, that's the color that shows I did second in, because I just want to do darker to lighter, just kind of making my way across, kind of mix it up a little bit, but that's okay. So then this is the kind of business card design I wanted to go with, kind of like a minty, kind of nice crisp. Like if it was vertical, just kind of get that logo in there. The horizontal, just kind of fit it right there in the middle with that good, nice, like crisp, like mint green kind of edge. I like that a lot. Look kind of soft, really nice. You know, it really stood out. You know, on the paper I wanted, you know, kind of the same thing, like that mint green kind of like line around it. It's really crisp. You know, really I thought that was kind of nice. Just really give it a colored envelope. That way it stood out. Good little stamp logo in the corner. Bottom and back side of the envelope, either side you can see kind of the logo. Know generally what it's about, who it's from. Kind of this kind of just a general mock-up of like all the kind of different things put together. Really liked how that all looked. And then we came down to our package designs. Like here we go. We got our first design. I really wanted to do this one because that circular pattern on the front, just because that gives it that resemblance, that kind of treat, like circular feel. And then kind of like just a textured like sides and tops, so, you know, just to make it kind of feel less empty. Put like the rice cakes on one side, the wasabi on the other side, kind of get it like, so that way if you look at the full package, you kind of get an idea what's going on. I also like the raw wasabi plants that you can see right here on the front. That's where I really wanted to showcase that these are wasabi, kind of make it like wasabi rice cakes, kind of give that good little staple. I kind of like the position of everything, so I just kind of wanted to mess with the design, more of the backgrounds behind them. This one I kind of get that like spiral look, and then kind of like a pixelated side tone. Kind of just give it that little circular pattern still, and kind of a twist. Kind of liked it, just a little more crisp, you know, kind of something a little bit different. And this time I decided to leave the tops and the bottoms all plain green, just to give it like maybe a little more brightness and kind of make it a little bit more plain on tops and bottoms, just more focus on the sides. And then for the last design, I had kind of kind of like a triangle pattern in the back, and then a good little texture tone on the side behind everything, kind of a little busy, a little more interesting. But tops and bottoms, I kind of made like a little pattern, kind of just a little like checkered pattern, just to give it a little texture, make it a little interesting, but not really take away from the middles or the bottoms. So that's kind of what I went with toward the end, and I made my own little design prototype. It didn't turn out as smooth as I wanted. The top kind of got a little messed up because it was kind of fighting me, but you know, overall I think I turned it out really cool. I think it was kind of a little cute idea. I like the design of it, kind of basic, a little busy, but you know, very nice, edgy, kind of get a good little look to it. I ended up liking it a lot, and so this is kind of what I went with. And I like the contrast between that dark background and the logo, kind of made it pop a little better and easier to read that good bright text, that way it stands out. So this is kind of what I came up with. And that would be all. This is my wasabi rice cakes project. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much. Peace.